Alright guys, welcome to the Old Glory Red Report. Today we're playing some FIFA with Hugo Hernandez from the La Banda del Puente. We're going to play a couple games, ask him a few questions and see how it goes. You know, he's here to have a good time with us, so put any comments below of any questions you may have and we'll come back and answer them.
How's everybody doing? I told you, I'm really good at FIFA, so I'm going to school this guy.
I'm not good.
My issue is I'm not good with talking and playing at the same time. So most likely he will end up scoring most of the goals.
We'll see about that.
I just excused myself before we even started.
I'm not very good, so.
Yeah.
I'm not going to pick America again.
No, don't, ever. You pick a second division team. Never pick America.
Oh, man.
Let's see.
I'm going with the swanky third kits for us.
Okay. I think I'll stick to the
classic home.
Classic home.
So in real life, this didn't go as planned for us last time for the Liverpool fans out there. So let's see if I can do a little better for us.
Are you ready for the World Cup?
Except for USA's not in it, but
There's a pretty good, interesting matches.
yeah.
I mean, you got Germany and Brazil coming in hard. So
I spent some time in the Netherlands, so they're not even in it this year, are they?
they're not even in it.
So I don't have any teams to really root for. I guess I can go for another CONCACAF team.
Why don't you try Mexico since...
Yeah, Mexico will probably be the next one since they're at least CONCACAF. Like, I guess my wife will be happy if I vote for them. Usually I'm hardcore against them.
Look, oh,
yeah, Firmino,
look at that.
Bobby Firmino.
I told you, the talking and playing is...
Yeah, my wife would love it if I rooted for Mexico. Absolutely love it, I'm sure. But I always have a hard time being a USA fan doing it. With the USA and Mexico both being in it, it's always...
Even if they don't play each other, it's like, I'm going to get there.
Yeah, there's always that little bit...
We never make it to the fifth game.
As long as we do better than Mexico, we're all right kind of mentality.
Yeah, exactly. Same thing here. As long as we do better than the USA. There's a lot of teams that are growing. Panama's one of them.
Yeah.
And I'm assuming for the next qualifiers, USA better pick it up, man. They need to pick it up.
Our young boys looked pretty good last game against, what was Paraguay?
Paraguay, yeah.
I mean, it was just a penalty that they got to put the difference, but I mean, it was a pretty good game.
Yeah, that's what you get for it.
So, how long have you been a Republic supporter? That's probably offsides. That's probably offsides. No, all right. I'll take it.
Come on, guys. Come on, wake up. Okay. Republic fan. You know, I started following the Republic last year, and let me tell you why. Though my story with soccer. I mean, I played soccer when I was young, and I've always been a Chivas fan. I was a fan of Chivas USA, but after the franchise got sold, I was trying to learn something from an MLS team to like, you know. But all the teams were far.
San Jose is our closest.
Yeah, but still, you know, I don't feel anything from... I don't share anything from San Jose, you know, to what I like. Because in order for you to like a soccer team, you have to fall in love with not only their colors, but you have to... Their culture, their fans, you know, what their fans are used to and all that stuff. So I was having a hard time. And then, you know, I heard of the Republic. And I started kind of watching every now and then their games. But you know, Latinos, I'm gonna be honest with you, Latinos we're really passionate with soccer, but a lot of Latinos are not into soccer. Like, they don't get into it unless you give it to us in our language. That's like,
yeah.
A lot of, even if we speak English, if it's not in our language, it's like like.
Well, it's good that the Republic actually signed a contract deal, right? So now it's being broadcast in Spanish a little bit.
It is, and I think that's great. You know, it's gonna help a lot with the fans, you know, to generate more fans. And
when you guys are doing
so I started following La Banda, you know, that's how I started following La Banda. So then little by little I started getting more into Republic. Then like sometime after I started following La Banda, I hear this tweet. You know, there was this tweet saying that, you know, that they wanted to do podcast and they needed some host and, you know, to volunteer. So I was like, why not? You know,
yeah.
I love soccer. I fell in love with the Republic. You know, this is my home. This is my home team. I always say it. You know, if you are from Sacramento, Sacramento Republic has to be your team. there's no way you could be rooting for another team.
Yeah.
So, and that's how I got in La Banda. You know, now we're doing podcasts. Now we're doing everything in Spanish. You know, kind of what you're doing, but we're doing it in Spanish. And you know, with Edgar, we happen to be. God put us next to each other because we are great partners. We have a great team with Scott. We're doing great things out there.
Scott does all the production and.
Yeah, he does the production and the planning, and basically he's our man. He doesn't want to be called our manager, but we say he's our man. He's our agent.
He keeps us all in line, gets us doing what we need to do.
Yeah, so you know he comes up with all these projects, and we just do our part. So, but yeah, that's how I got in La Banda, and that's how now I'm a fan of the Republic. You know, I've always been a Chivas fan from the Mexican League. And you know, when they sold Chivas USA, I was heartbroken. You know, I was like, what? And then they say that the franchise now is going to be called LAFC, but you know, it's not the same.
The new Chivas USA.
No, it's not the same. Like the colors, you know, it's anywhere near it. You know, so they thought that they were going to take over the Chivas USA fans, but I don't think it worked out. You know, it doesn't work that way.
They do have a good following, and they've had a good start. So I mean, it's a good team, but it's got to be distanced from the Chivas name. Like it's not. It's its own branding. They even
bought a player that was in Chivas academy. You know, Carlos Vela, and you know he grew up there. But after he won the U17,
oh come on, what a weak shot!
After he won the U17 World Cup in 2005, Arsenal bought him, so he never got to play with the first team of Chivas. Oh, I'm going away, brother. Here's the goal. That's a PK. That's a PK. Hey,
come on, no!
Thank you, right. Ref. Thank you.
Yeah, the TVB's great. You know, since I've been doing this channel just recently, they've accepted me a lot. And
you have the new arrows. Not like that.
I agree that the TVB is a great thing to be a part of. Oh, no, why?
Why did FIFA change that, dude? Remember the 2000, the previous ones, we didn't have that arrow. Yeah. But yeah, dude. I mean, the battalion is just great. You know, the environment in it. You know, it's so good. So that's what we're trying to, you know, get Latinos to know more about the Republic. You know. And like I said, a lot of Latinos, if you don't bring it to them in their language, they're not gonna like it, or they might not show interest into it, no matter how much they love soccer. I mean, Sacramento, when the Mexico's national team comes to San Jose or to Santa Clara over there in the Bay Area, Sacramento, there's always a huge crowd going to the games. You know, and you know, I've always said it's like, why can those fans be part of the Republic fans?
Well, you know, we like them to be. That's, you know, I know that it's just been recently that they started dishing out, and that you guys, the Banda's been around for a while, I know, but it's been recently you guys have kind of just hyped it up.
It was kind of remodeling. They remodeled it.
Revisioned it, if you would. So, I mean, it's a great tool to get these people, you know, to get different people involved into the game and to bring them into the Republic. And you know, we have great atmospheres at the games, and we would like to rival some of those MLS or Liga MX kind of games where, you know, you see that atmosphere. But we do want to keep it safe for the families and letting people come out.
Well, that's what I like about
it should be an environment, you know, everyone can come and enjoy. Like,
I think we're playing better. You know, we're doing better, way better.
This season's looking good after all the turnover we had. I mean,
so many players gone and so many came in, but it seems like Simon Elliott knows what he's doing.
Yeah, the tactics have been spot on recently, and you know, the players have performed. That goal by Awasa, winning goal of the week, was amazing.
And what was his name? Tainter?
Yeah,
Mitchell Tainter.
Mitchell Tainter. Yeah.
Yeah, he was on the squad of the week, from the league. So that's good for us. You know, we're having so many talented players, but you know, we fell in love with them, and the next thing you know, when it's time for them to go to the next level, we end up crying. So,
but that is to be the USL, right? Yeah,
that's what happens when you know, when the doors aren't open for us to move up. You know,
and there's no prospect for the players in this league. It's really, as soon as an opportunity comes, they have to take it, and you can't blame them for that.
Yeah, no, you can't blame them. But you know, They're great guys.
But I mean, they're starting to really gel this season, and that's great. You know, coming into it with all the turnovers, like we said, it was kind of hard to see where these was going to come from and how it was going to work out. But it's great to see them starting to gel again, starting to work on the back lines getting better. We have a clean sheet now. Iwasa was able to pull out the goal when we didn't have it. Isley's on the board. Elliman's on the board. We need those different goal scorers. So I think that's a lot of positives.
And then you have a good bench. We have good players on the bench. We have Nisha. Which
when he comes back from injury, he'll definitely have a spot again.
He's gonna. Well, it's gonna be tough for him because now you have Alaman, with that spot right there. But it's good to have a full squad like that. Not just the starting 11 good, but you have a good quality players in the bench that can take over anybody in the field.
And it allows the coach to play tactics, different tactics in different games, depending on what he sees. And so, because he can go back to that 4-3-3 that he played so easily in preseason over this 4-4-2, 4-4-1-1 kind of formation we're seeing now. So.
Oh, and he brought so many good talents. Shannon Gomez, I'm telling you, man.
Yeah,
and then we have a great academy, too. That's one of the things that I like the most. And I always compare, I mean, it's not good to compare, but I always compare the Republic with Chivas because Chivas has a great academy, too. 70% of the players are in Chivas. They are from their academy, and we have a great academy. I mean, Quincy Butler, that kid, he has a talent, dude. Yeah. That preseason, he was the man. So, I mean, we have great talent in the academy, too. So, there's the future for us. We do have a future, and I'm really confident that the Republic, 2-3 years from now, we're gonna see great players in the MLS or in any team from the Sacramento's academy.
Yeah, when Gomez came on playing really well, Quincy Butler, got the preseason opportunity. He got on the starting squad, not the starting squad, but he got on the
signed already.
He got on the full first team, I guess you'd call it.
First team roster.
Yeah, first team roster. A couple other academy kids came up, so that's always great to see. As a Liverpool fan, as a soccer fan, I love to see young talent come up and have the ability to do their best in the at any level. So,
well, I think one of the things that it helps. It helps for the club. It's good for the club to see. What do you want to play next? Who do you want to play? Talk to me. You want to pick an MLS team? You want to do
sure. We'll do an MLS one.
Okay. Let's see. What do we got? But it like I said, having a good academy and having so much talent in it, it helps to show the world, get their eyes on this team. It's one of the things that I like the most, and I've always had this crazy thought that one day that the Academy of the Republic is going to be like the Academy of Chivas, where you see 3, 4, 5 players playing in Europe, and they're all were grown in Chivas. Maybe one day we're going to see the same thing in the Republic. 5, 6, 7 players in the national team. From the Republic. That would be great.
That would be awesome.
That'd be awesome to see it. So, that's one of the things that makes I personally think that makes a club great. It's that it not only has great talent to compete every season, but it also has talent to share with the national team.
Well, the Republic is definitely that. The Republic has set the bar very, very high as far as ULS standards, as in placing in the playoffs every season, winning it our first season out. Placing first in the Western Conference. We've had the accolades already to do that. So it's definitely a team that hopefully we can project out in the future and get that MLS bid eventually. Hopefully it happens this year or the next expansion. But with the way things are going, who knows? But hopefully in the future, that's definitely something we can get happening.
One day, I'm hoping that one day the doors are open to grow, for the USL teams to grow and earn their way to the MLS like they do in the rest of the world. You win a championship, you go up, and that's what I'm rooting for.
That'd be great. I mean, but it's a hard goal for the MLS right now.
Yeah,
I would just be happy I'd be happy just to keep winning in the USL, to be honest with you.
A lot of things are going to change. A lot of things are going to change if one day the Republic goes up from the USL. Right now we have the players, after every game going to the storage stands and say hi to the people, sign autographs. And that doesn't happen in the MLS. So we need to think about it twice before we want our team in the MLS.
You don't get that personal touch.
Yeah, you don't get that.
Like
You're not going to get that. And we just got to think about that. Do we really want that?
Yeah. Well, I mean, like I said, I want to win while we can in the USL, but I always want to see us playing at a top level, so I would definitely love to see us in the MLS. Just because you could hold the contracts longer on players and build a squad a little better.
Exactly.
There's definitely some...
You want to see players like Iwasa go up and down,
Yeah, well, Iwasa is one of those players that, again, he came back to USL and he's looking amazing after spending some time on the bench over at Swope Park and signing for the first team at Sporting Kansas City. You want to see him get those opportunities, but we love to have him back. And, we love to him being playing first team here in Sacramento in the MLS. So,
yep, definitely.
Oh, body check.
That's a foul.
I thought so too, so I kicked it away. No, it's not though. Huh?
Thank you.
Oh well, hey.
New York Red Bulls facing Chivas in the Champions League. What do you think about the Champions League, huh?
It's good for the MLS teams.
We have a Canadian, an MLS team, and 2 Mexicans.
It shows a lot for where the leagues are at now, and MLS, actually posing a threat to some of these Mexican teams.
I was impressed how Toronto beat Tigres. That Tigres is like one of the most expensive clubs, not just in Mexico or North America, but in the continent, in North and South America. That's one of the most expensive teams, and in Toronto just came and took it away from them, and it was something hard to believe, but that shows how much the MLS is growing. So, but yeah, it's gonna suck not to see the USA in the World Cup. I'll tell you that right now.
That's gonna be a rough one, yeah.
And one of the things that I was telling people, why is it so important to support the Republic, is because we are in America, USA, Canada, and Mexico. We are a strong candidate for the World Cup in 2026.
Yeah, 2026.
Okay, so if we have a brand new stadium at the Republic, we would be one of the cities to host the games. Or
that was some fancy footwork.
Yeah, I'm trying to connect my words and trying to connect my passes. Trying to connect my defending and my words. It doesn't work. I told you from the beginning. I'm not good at multitasking. But for international games, the U.S. would see Sacramento maybe as an option because we would have a brand new stadium.
We've done really well on selling tickets for the USL, and I feel like if we were an MLS team, we would sell even better tickets.
Was it 11,000?
Yeah,
a little bit past 11.
I think our stadium holds that. So yeah, max of whatever the stadium over there is.
I think the max is 12 or 13, somewhere around there, or 15. I don't remember
exactly.
I know they mentioned before, but we had more than over 11,000. In our first home game, so it's good. It's good to show that we have a lot of supporters out there, and we're trying to do our job to bring more in. We just don't know where we're gonna fit all the new fans.
Well, we would really like to get that new stadium.
Huh?
Down at the rail yards.
That's gonna convince It's gonna convince him to build a new one. What is that? Foul?
Wow.
Halftime? Foul. But yeah,
think about the whole MLS bid and all that.
Well, it takes money, and if we didn't have that money, eventually that money is gonna come. If the Republic continues to show that has a great amount of fan supporting and mainly the spirit that we have, that spirit that yes, we want that and we see that as a goal. Even fans, you hear fans to say, oh, that's our goal and that's our goal. And if you hear fans saying that, then that means that everybody's on the same page. But if we don't have the money for it, eventually the money's gonna come. We just need those investors to come and get in our boat You know.
Well, if we keep winning USL, we keep being a top team in the USL. Eventually, they've got to recognize it, no matter what the market says, no matter what the money says. Oh crap! No matter what all that says, they've got to recognize a team that deserves to be there.
Exactly.
I mean, in my opinion, they've given MLS spots to markets and teams that really didn't deserve it in any way. And I really feel like teams in the United States should earn their spots a little bit more than what it is for the MLS, in my opinion, at least.
I didn't like the fact, that they gave the LAFC, the opportunity to be in the MLS without having not one single fan.
Yeah, and
they didn't have fans at all.
And they talk about the California market being too saturated, and then they give LA another team when they're fighting for, fighting against the Galaxy for an audience base. And
exactly. I mean, LA is pretty big. Down south they have a good amount of people, but still, you don't just do that. You don't just bring a brand into the. Oh no! Right there, right there,
off the post.
That post said yes. But I mean, they have a good amount of people down south. But here in Sacramento we do too. And to have one team here in MLS, I think we have a good amount of people to support it.
So classic golden rule, or we just go straight to penalties?
Oh, we're tied, huh?
We're tied at 1-1 in this last one.
So let's go to golden goal. I think we're gonna make that interesting.
So I've got to win. You got to win.
Yeah.
And now we're on a tie. So we're gonna go to golden goal.
Golden goal. We're going for the golden goal.
Right. As a keeper, how do you rate Cohen? I mean, I think he's done amazing so far this season. I definitely.
Dude, honestly, I know that in the past games that we had, the man of the match was there have been other players because what they have done, but to me, he deserves to be man of the match, at least in the past one. I said it from the beginning. Whoever against Orange County, I said it. Whoever makes the first mistake, and I think I said it to you. Whoever makes the first mistake will end up losing the game. Yeah. And it happened. The Orange County made their mistake, and bam, they lost it. Cohen made his first mistake at the beginning of the game by stepping out of the box. But we had Sealer back there.
We don't know what he was even doing on that one.
Yeah. But we are
going for full three changes here. I haven't made any changes all game.
I'm gonna keep mine, even though everybody's tired. They're probably gonna hate me as a coach, but it's okay.
I always go Mariquai on too. Why not Mariquai for hosting? Okay.
But no, he's a great goalie, man.
I think he's doing amazing this season. We probably wouldn't have the 6 points that we have at this point.
Yeah, especially because we have faced. To me, out of the two games we have so far, San Antonio in Orange County. I mean, he had a great preseason, but I don't like to talk about preseason because that's when you're trying new things. That's when the coach is trying to think, trying players. Yeah. So, but the two games that we have so far in the season, I think he has done great. Orange County was a tough, competitive team, and he managed everything pretty good. Like I said, just that one time when he stepped out of the box. But other than that, he was perfect down there. And that's what we need. A goalie like that can give so much confidence to the rest of the players. In the field. When you see your goalie trying so hard like that. When you see your goalie, playing that good, and it motivates you to do better. It motivates the rest of the players to do better. So, I think because of that, I think we're gonna have a great season if he continues to play at that level, which I'm sure he is. And then after what I've seen in preseason with Rafael Diaz, the Dominican player, I mean, our second goalie, he's he has the talent too, but Cohen, as of now, Cohen is the man.
He's proved himself to have that first spot.
Yes, sir.
And I think again, like I said, I honestly don't think we'd have 6 points if it wasn't for him. So.
Yes, sir. What do you think about Kevin Aleman?
In preseason, he didn't really inspire. And then he came on for FC Cincinnati, and that was like his first. That was preseason, I guess, but that was like his first game coming on, and I think he got a goal that game, if I remember correctly. And he inspired. And then when he came on against San Antonio, I mean, he had he just had a cracker of a game.
He's a player that has great experience. You know, he plays for the Canada national team.
Yeah.
And, you know, but he has played in great teams in Central America, in Costa Rica. And so he's a player that has that experience, you know. And that's the player that once he grabs the ball, he will know what to do with it, you know. And that's exactly what we need in the midfield to go, you know, to play with Jeremy Hall and Jaime Villarreal and Pijev. You know, they're doing great.
I like the press we're playing a lot. You know, we've seen a lot from these guys trying to play high, trying to put the pressure on and do some counterattacking. And I think it's made for entertaining football, to say the least. All right, guys, thanks for watching this video. Thanks to Hugo for coming out and playing some FIFA with me today. If you enjoyed this video, make sure to like it, subscribe to it. We always love that subscribe, and share it. Go over to the La Banda channel, check them out, like their videos, subscribe to theirs as well. We appreciate having you on today. Thanks for coming.
Thank you.
All right, guys, we'll see you at the next game.
We are